Hello, YouTubers. I'm so excited to be doing my first reading. This is a pick a card reading. Um, I'm doing this for the month of October. I will be adding more material for October, but I'm beginning with this. Have to start somewhere, and I apologize because I don't have all the slick YouTube tricks up my sleeve yet. I'm still learning. So what I have done, I've decided to do is to use colors. I've made 3 color swatches: red, yellow, blue, the primary colors. Probably because I'm an artist, colors are attractive to me, but I also know that colors are simply vibration. They're vibratory states. So that means that if the vibration that you are resonates with the red vibration, for instance, you would pick that stack. Yellow, that one. Blue, that one. So we're doing this reading for October, as I said. And with that, let's get started. All right, so for those of you who chose red today, we're going to be looking at the current situation, what obstacles might be presented to you, and what the advice is from the universe in order to deal with those. So looking at the first card, current situation, cryptid, call of the wild, get in touch with your instincts. So this to me is a heart over head card. It seems like perhaps it's time for you to get out of your head on a certain situation that may have been troubling you. And the feeling I get with this is I get a little bit of confusion. I feel as though there are other people involved and you're trying very, very hard to maintain sort of a balance in a situation that involves others. And I'm not sure what the disturbance is. It's going to be different for everyone, but there's some kind of emotional disturbance going on. I feel as though you've been trying to figure this out, and this could actually be like a situation where you have people who are perhaps your elders, perhaps dependents, people who are sort of dependent on you to an extent, but not to the extent where you can control their actions. And I feel that for some reason there's something troubling about this situation. Well, what I'm getting here is that it's time to move out of your head on this situation where you've been coming from a place of pure logic and move into your heart and approach it from that position. That feels like the issue here, that you're trying to be too dogmatic about something that's going on in your life. And again, I see either elders or children or perhaps people who are in some way incapacitated. I'm not sure what this is, but this is what I'm seeing for at least for some of you. For others, I guess what I'm getting here is that you're trying too hard. There's a vibration here of just trying too hard. There's an element here that needs to be let go of. It's not yours. I'm hearing it's not yours. There's some element in this issue that is not yours to deal with. And I think it's important that you uncover whatever that element may be and let it go, because as they're saying, it is not yours. So let's get some clarification on this. Okay. All right. Elves, establish order, organize your surroundings and your thoughts. And for me, this is a card that's also about support. So there's something very, very earthy about this situation, something very practical. We have to get somebody into the right living circumstances, or somebody into maybe a nursing home. Something like that is coming up for me. Or get a child into the right school situation, education situation. I'm up in the air about my responsibilities and how to handle them. So what I'm seeing here, what clarifies this is, look at this heart first, head second, but organize yourself. Organize yourself in terms of what's a priority in this situation, what's most important, what's not so important, that kind of thing. Because I feel as though I'm being bombarded. I'm being bombarded from every side with fear and a need to make decisions that I don't feel comfortable making. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to the obstacles that are going to come up. This is for those people who have chosen red. All right, so there's some chaos. This issue is going to not be resolved peacefully, it doesn't look like. There's a chaotic transformation. Poltergeist represents this chaotic transformation. That means things will change. Yes, we will get there, but there's going to be a little bit of chaos on the way there. There are going to be some problems that arise. Things are not going to be so neat and orderly. I think this is why the universe is telling you here to establish order. If there's going to be order inflicted on this situation, it's going to be by virtue of you doing it. So let's get some clarification on that. Okay. Dogman, not a time to stand your ground. This is a time for graceful retreat. So if you notice, there's a little bit of a trend here in terms of this issue, in terms of letting your heart lead, in terms of letting go of things. Don't confront. This is what I'm seeing. Don't confront. There's a non-confrontational element here that you need to be aware of. Because I feel like, especially if you chose red, red is the color of action, of fire, of forward motion. So some of you who resonate with red, probably that's your fallback position to move ahead, to get things accomplished. But what they're showing me here is that what I'm seeing is that gigantic hammer, and I'm hitting all these nails with the hammer. And sometimes, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's the old saying. So what I see here is move cautiously. Don't confront. Don't look at this as a battle. Let your heart lead. Okay, so let's do a little more clarification on that. Black-eyed kids, ulterior motives. So somebody here in this situation, and I'm so glad that I got this from them before I said it. I don't think there are people here who actually have ulterior motives. However, I do feel that you have that impression, strongly have that impression. There's an element here of not trusting outsiders or not trusting somebody who has something to do with how this situation will ultimately turn out. I don't think that you need to have this fear, however. Let's do another clarification. Okay, yes, this totally confirms that for me. Possession, hijacked energy. This is my card of somebody who's in denial, of somebody who's let their ego mind run away with them a little bit, which is probably why you're getting the very first thing here to get in touch with your instincts, get in touch with your heart in this situation, and kind of get out of your logical mind. Because your logical mind is run by fear. And I see that that's taken over this issue here for you. I think, you need to take a deep breath and let it go. All right, so let's see if there's some advice for you from the universe. Weeping ghost. Emotional cleanup, something needs another look. Emotional cleanup, something needs another look. Okay, so if the ego's been running the show here in terms of trying to solve this problem, which is perfectly understandable, what they're saying is, underneath that, we need you to use your heart. We need you to use your instincts in this situation rather than try to process it through the logical mind. And one thing they're saying is that there's something emotional here that needs to be accounted for. It may not be your emotions, and a matter of fact, I don't think it is. I think there's somebody involved in this situation where, by virtue of the fact that you're in this logical frame of mind, you're not taking into account the fact that their emotions are wildly impacting this situation. So that's one card of advice from the universe. Let's see what else they have to say. Wood nymph, gifts of the shaman. So what this is, a shaman goes within. A shaman travels. There's a travel here, but the travel is not forward. The travel is not out there trying to fix. The travel is going within and looking at the inner landscape and seeing and making changes on the inner landscape that then become reflected on the outside in the material world. We're going to talk on this channel lots about the fact that we are citizens of two worlds. We're spirits and we're material. And therein, I think, lies the human drama. So what they're saying with this whole reading basically is, embody the spirit that you are when dealing with this situation, whatever this is. And the very last piece of advice from spirit, and this is so lovely. And when I say spirit and universe, I mean whatever it is out there. I don't try to define it. I just know that it is. So call it what you will. Call it God. Call it spirit. Call it universe. Call it the other side. Whatever you want to call it. But what we're getting here as your last piece of advice is loving spirit. A loved one is reaching across the divide. And I generally see this one as somebody, a deceased family member, a deceased loved one, could be a friend, a spouse, a child, of anybody, for whom you had a heart, They're trying to help you with this issue. So go within, get in touch with your heart, get in touch with your instincts, go within and look for the answer, the solution here. Don't try to hammer your way through it. It's not going to work in this case, okay? And with that, thank you, my red friends. You will hear more from me in October. Thanks. And hello there, my yellow friends. Those of you who resonated with the color yellow, we're going to do your reading now. So the first card is going to represent the issue that's the largest issue that's perhaps taking up most of your time, or will do beginning of October. But it feels as though it's kind of an ongoing thing anyway. So what we're getting is past lives, issues of a karmic nature, healing an issue of a karmic nature. So whatever's going on with you right now, I feel it has to do with past lives, with your soul, with karma, with something your soul came here to try to learn. And I don't believe in punishment. I don't believe that anybody is being negatively affected in this life for something they may or may not have done in another life. I just don't have a hard time buying into how that would work, since you don't know what you did in another life. So let's take another look. That definitely needs some clarification. All right, clarity comes for something that's been elusive. So whatever this issue is, I feel as though you've perhaps been struggling with it a long time, and it feels more personal than it does like relationship-wise or material-wise. It feels as though some kind of existential issue, something about fears, perhaps personal fears, things that have plagued you perhaps your whole life since childhood. What I'm getting is like the notion of a phobia, the notion of maybe something that seems irrational to other people, some kind of fears that pop up perennially with you. But whatever this is, it's definitely of a personal nature. It's not like, why do I keep screwing up my relationships? Or why can't I make any money? Or why can't I get ahead? It's more like, why am I always so sad? It could be an element of depression here, an element of anxiety, something like that. And I'm not talking, illness. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I can't fix anything like that. But I am human, and I do feel a vibration of a sadness kind of feeling. So let's see, to further clarify, we've got fairies. Something from your subconscious is trying to break through. So whatever this is, and I keep getting dreams, like if you've been having dreams, it could be something that's trying to help you solve your issue, whatever this issue might be. And I feel that this is a very, very broad reading, broader than most even, in terms of like this issue could be different for each of you, and would be, of course, different. But I mean, it could be vastly different for each of you. But it has to do with personal characteristics, personal struggle, personal suffering within oneself kind of thing. So I think your subconscious is your higher self trying to break through and help you, give you some guidance on this issue. So the obstacle to finding that guidance, to finding some kind of clarity, and to moving forward and to finding some relief in terms of this issue is this: doppelganger. Integrate all parts of yourself. So I feel as though there's a part of yourself that understands what's happening, understands that there's a solution, understands perhaps going back to that kind of phobia phobia scenario, that fears are not always real. Fears can and almost always are generated from the inside, but they don't always represent something to actually be afraid of. There's no tiger chasing us down the block, but we could have fears about being inadequate, not being good enough. So what this is telling me is that because you have two sides, part of you sees the issue here in reality, but the other part of you is stuck in that fear, is stuck in that note of buying into it, of buying into something that is not real. Okay, let's get a little more clarification here. And what we have is pendulum. So pendulum, make a decision. What that's telling me is there's something here, something in the back of your mind, you could pick up, go to, ask, look for support. There are ways you could deal with this that you have not explored yet, or if you have explored them, you've been disappointed, you disappointed yourself, and you've kind of shut the door. This is telling me there are pathways that you should visit or revisit in an effort to overcome whatever issue this is that is plaguing you. And it's time for you to make that decision to actually do that. Okay, so to further clarify it, we have after-death communication. Someone on the other side is seeking contact. So what this tells me is you have ancestors, you have loved ones, you have a spouse, you have a child, you have a friend, you have a relative, a family member on the other side who is trying to help you with this. I feel as though this is a person who perhaps also struggled with personal issues, also struggled with something deep down inside, and they're trying to reach across that divide and help you deal with this. So the rest of this reading for you, Yellow, is going to be dedicated to that individual on the other side, in the hopes that we can honor that person. So what the universe, spirit, is trying to, the advice they'd like to give you, first thing is alien contact. A coming change will require adopting a new paradigm. So this is all about changing your point of view, changing your beliefs about the world, changing your beliefs about yourself. So something you believe about yourself, you believe about your situation, you believe about life in general, is contributing to whatever this personal issue is that's really bringing you down. So the advice here from the universe is to examine those beliefs. Examine it, because changing is going to require adopting a new point of view, a new paradigm. Further clarifying, we have ghost child. Embrace childlike joy and candor. I hear a sigh of relief. What this tells me is the universe is saying, don't let everything get so heavy. Don't let it get so heavy. We didn't come here to suffer, Embrace childlike joy and candor. Get back in touch with your inner child. Do something that lightens your load. Get out of your head, stop ruminating about your issues, and find a way to at least give yourself some relief a couple of times a day, a few hours a day, as much as you can, because ruminating, feeling pulled down, pressured, and drowning in issues doesn't solve them. It just adds to them. So the last bit of advice that we're getting here from the universe for you is demon, negative vibration. Eliminate all detrimental thoughts and intentions. So this is telling me, all of this is telling me that it's your thinking that is contributing to this issue. I don't care if this is something that you feel has been foisted on you, as most of our problems do feel like that, but the solution lies in your thinking. Sometimes we can't change the issue we're dealing with, but we can change how we're responding to it. And that's definitely the note I'm getting from universe on this. So good luck with that. Please leave comment below and let me know how you're doing. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, my blue people, those of you who resonated with the color blue. We're going to begin your reading. This will be for the beginning of October 2021, but it is whenever you view this, it's going to be relevant to your life. So we begin with Troll, Dumb Luck Factors In, and this is akin to the card in tarot that is the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of something is coming up in your world that was unexpected. I do feel that this is not necessarily a bad thing, although the first beginning vibrations of it may have seemed so. But I feel as though it's putting changes in motion in your life that perhaps were needed anyway. That's the initial thing I kick off with on that. So let's clarify that with another card. Yeah, okay. Gnome. Perhaps the best card in this deck is Gnome. Good tidings on the home front. So what that means is if it hasn't happened yet, these changes are going to be reflected in positive outcome in terms of everything going on in hearth and home and family, the actual building of your home, your house, your apartment, the physical framework of your life. Everything seems to be in order and everything seems to be on the upswing. You may have gotten good news. You may be getting good news. As a matter of fact, when I say that, that really lights up for me. So I feel as though there is good news that is coming. I don't discount that there's already been good news though. So I think you may be on a bit of a roll here with good things rolling into your personal life. Okay, so let's see. The thing that could get in the way of this, the thing that could become an obstacle for you in the next few weeks and into the month of October is sensitivity. We have empath here, energy sensitive. So what I'm getting with that when I look at that in terms of an obstacle, what I feel is that you could be bringing in, or somebody close to you. Now this feels like it has to do with work. Work may be negatively impacting your home life in some way, shape, or form. I don't know why I'm saying that. It doesn't seem to resonate with the card, but that's what they're showing me. That the energy of work bleeds over, or work or vocation, it could be school, it could be something outside the home, is bleeding over, trying to push its way into your world, your home front world. And that is not a good thing. So right off the bat, I can say, try not to let that happen. Let's get some more clarification on that. Okay, near-death experience, embracing a major transformation. Again, I feel like this has to do with work or vocation or something like that. Something major is happening in terms of, I'm getting a feeling of crankiness too. Like if you work for a boss, I feel like there's a crankiness. There's some fear going on here in terms of, can this company make it? We have to keep tightening the belt, tighter and tighter and tighter, that kind of feeling. And I feel like it's bleeding over into like everyone who works there, everyone connected to this, whatever this is, vocational, educational, work-wise. There's some major transformation. I don't feel that it's happened. I feel like it's a threat. I feel like it hangs over us. That energy is bleeding into an otherwise idyllic home life. Don't let it. So let me get more clarification on that. Yeti, something needs to be left in peace. Okay, something needs to be left in peace. So something here, if there's a bad tooth here, you don't want to wiggle it. That's what this card tells me. Something about this situation might be like it's inviting you to take action or to do some like prophylactic action, like to prevent something from happening. Don't do it. It needs to just be left in peace. You need to let this roll out the way it's meant to roll out. The only thing you can do here is kind of get in the way, get in your own way, and the only thing you can do is make it worse, whatever this is that's brewing. And I think brewing is exactly the right word here. It's not here yet. It's something that is threatening to come. I don't see whether or not this is a false fear right now. I kind of feel like it could go either way, and it's going to be the next few months that are going to tell us one way or the other what's going to happen with this situation. I do, however, feel that no matter what happens here, you're going to be fine. So it's just a matter of like a rough ride between now and then. So any advice from the universe is going to be disappearing ghost. Something is about to slip through your hands. So that's some advice you're getting from the universe. Be careful. And I feel that immediately connection to home. So there's something going on at home that you need to grab it before it disappears. Some kind of happiness, some kind of interaction. I get the impression of a younger person with this. I'm not sure why, if it's a childlike. There's something perhaps going on with that child that would be very uplifting, very entertaining somehow. Don't ignore it. Don't let it slip through your hands. Maybe it's a matter of when you get home from work at night, even though you're tired, and your child wants to watch TV with you or play a game with you, do it. That's the feeling I get with this. Now, that may not be exactly the case for everybody. It could be, a brief conversation with your neighbor on the steps every night. It feels like an every night kind of situation for me, though, for sure. So whatever little thing in your life you could easily avoid, step over, sometimes feels a little like, going a little too far, don't. Let it be part of your life. So more advice from the universe is shadow people, suspicions confirmed. Suspicions confirmed. And that went right on top of the Yeti card. And I believe that's because this has to do something with work. I feel like there's something duplicitous going on. Feels like either in work or in school, some sort of educational, vocational, or workplace kind of scenario, or something outside yourself, outside the home. Could be a club or something like that. There's something, some darkness there that you, because you're intuitive, have picked up on. This is saying, yeah, you're right. So if it is a person, if it's people, a part of this organization, stay away from it. Don't jump on it. Moving in to confront it is not going to help. More advice, hiding in plain sight. So this is the card that tells me there's something, and I believe that this goes back to something is about to slip through your hands, and that's even where I laid the card. Hiding in plain sight. So there's something in your life that you're taking for granted. That's the feeling I get. Something positive, something feels like on the home front, or something, and in that you're this person when this happens. It could be a bus driver that you talk to in the mornings. Don't take it for granted. There's some relationship. It definitely feels like a relationship. Feels like a child, or somebody very, very simple. So see where that fits in your life. And the last piece of advice from the universe, crystals. Positive change comes with a major energy shift. So what you're going to do, and it feels like the universe is saying, shift your energy. If we want all this stuff to shift, to change, we have to shift our energy. It's not that we're going to change events in the world around us, but we're going to change how we respond to them. We're going to change our frequency, our level of happiness in the world, and not be so dependent on outside situations to make us happy, to make us feel clear, to love ourselves. So with that, I'm wishing you the best of luck with this, my blue friends, and I look forward to our next reading together. Thank you very much. So there you have it, friends. I hope you enjoyed those readings. Those of you who vibrated with red, with yellow, with blue, I hope they were helpful in some way. I look forward to future readings. In the meantime, I'd be thrilled if you would subscribe to my channel, and do check out my website, Paranormal Ponderings. You can get a copy of my book in PDF form for free, or read it online. Also available on Amazon, also for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. Go to my website to check out my cards, where to buy them. These cards have fuller descriptions that were channeled. In this reading, as in most readings, I'm simply reading them intuitively, but I was given some more in-depth descriptions, and they're also available for free on my website. With that, I want to thank you very much, YouTubers, and I'll see you next time.